In 1947, a dead monk was found clutching a book. His eyes had been torn out, his mouth was frozen open in an eternal scream. The book was the complete manuscript of Jasher. Before he died, he wrote one final message in his own blood: "God, forgive me, for I have read what was never meant for human eyes." The timeline, it cannot be stopped. They are coming back. What you are about to discover was sealed away for a reason. Some knowledge, some truths were hidden because knowing them changes you forever. Because once you see what the Book of Jasher reveals about what's happening right now, there is no going back to ignorance. Tonight, the seals are broken, and they are free. Welcome back to Gospel Light Africa, where the mysteries of the Most High are unveiled for this generation. What you are about to witness is not mere history, it is prophecy, it is warning, it is the untold story that connects the dawn of creation to the final judgment. Prepare yourself for revelations that will shake your understanding of Scripture. Prepare for secrets that reveal the cosmic war between light and darkness. Prepare for the truth about the Book of Jasher. The Book of Jasher, Sefer HaYashar in Hebrew, literally means the Book of the Upright. But this title masks a deeper mystery. Why would a book of righteous deeds be referenced only twice in canonical scripture, then vanish from common knowledge? Is this not written in the Book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and did not hasten to go down for about a whole day. But what else did this mysterious book contain? What other supernatural events were documented within its pages? The answer lies not in what was preserved, but in what was deliberately concealed. According to the recovered texts attributed to Jasher, the genealogies we thought we knew were incomplete. The bloodlines of power, the descendants of both righteousness and rebellion, contained secrets that would change everything. The book reveals that certain bloodlines carried within them not just human DNA, but something else, something that would determine the fate of nations, something that powerful men would kill to protect or destroy. But this was only the beginning, for within the Book of Jasher lay prophecies so specific, so terrifying in their accuracy, that their revelation would shatter the comfortable understanding of biblical timeline forever. The Book of Jasher pulls back the veil on the antediluvian world, the earth before the flood. What it reveals challenges everything we thought we knew about humanity's first age. According to Jasher, the giants mentioned in Genesis were not merely tall humans. They were the offspring of a forbidden union that violated the very order of creation. But their influence extended far beyond their physical presence. The book describes technologies that should not have existed, knowledge that came from elsewhere. The Nephilim didn't just corrupt human bloodlines, they corrupted human understanding of reality itself. Jasher chronicles how this corruption wasn't limited to genetics. It spread through culture, through religion, through the very fabric of society. The Watchers, those who were meant to observe, became participants in humanity's downfall. They taught forbidden arts, metallurgy that could forge weapons of unimaginable destruction. Astronomy that revealed not just the movements of stars, but how to harness their power. Herbalism that could heal or poison on a massive scale. But the most dangerous knowledge they shared was this: how to communicate with the realm beyond the veil, how to summon powers that existed before creation itself. Enter Enoch, the seventh from Adam, the one who walked with God. According to Jasher, Enoch didn't just witness the corruption of his age. He was given visions of what was coming, visions that would make mortal men go mad. He saw the flood before the first raindrop fell. He saw kingdoms rise and fall before they were even conceived. He saw the final battle between good and evil played out in cosmic detail. And according to the Book of Jasher, Enoch's prophecies didn't end with his translation to heaven. They continued through the bloodlines, through the chosen ones, through signs and wonders that would mark the ages until the very end. The Book of Jasher reveals that Abraham's calling was not just to become the father of many nations. He was chosen for a secret mission that would determine the spiritual destiny of the earth itself. According to Jasher, Abraham possessed knowledge passed down from Noah through Shem, knowledge about the location of certain artifacts that held the power to open doorways between dimensions. But Abraham wasn't the only one seeking these artifacts. The descendants of the Nephilim had survived the flood. They knew what Abraham carried, and they would stop at nothing to claim it for themselves. Jasher also unveils the true nature of Sodom and Gomorrah's sin. It wasn't merely moral corruption. These cities had become gateways, portals through which entities from other dimensions could enter our reality. The inhabitants weren't just committing acts of immorality. They were participating in rituals designed to thin the veil between worlds. They were actively inviting the presence of beings that had been banished from creation. And when the angels came to destroy these cities, they weren't just executing judgment for sin. They were performing a cosmic surgery, cutting out a cancer that threatened to consume all of reality. The Book of Jasher also provides stunning detail about Jacob's ladder. It wasn't a simple dream of angels ascending and descending. It was a revelation of the cosmic infrastructure that connects all dimensions of existence. Each rung represented a different level of reality. Each angel carried messages not just between heaven and earth, but between past, present, and future. Jacob was witnessing the very mechanism by which divine providence operates across time itself. From that moment forward, Jacob could see the connections. He understood that every choice, every action, every word spoken would ripple through generations. He had been given the sight of the watchers themselves. The Book of Jasher also reveals that Joseph's ability to interpret dreams went far beyond natural wisdom. He had inherited the prophetic sight from Jacob, amplified by his suffering and refined by his isolation. But Joseph saw more than Pharaoh's dreams. He saw the spiritual infrastructure of Egypt. He understood that the kingdom was built on foundations that reached deep into the underworld itself. The Egyptian priesthood wasn't just practicing religion, they were maintaining a system of spiritual control that kept supernatural entities bound to the service of the pharaohs. Joseph had to navigate this maze of occult power while remaining faithful to the God of his fathers. According to Jasher, the plagues of Egypt were not merely natural disasters manipulated by divine power. They were the visible manifestation of a war between cosmic forces that had been building for millennia. Pharaoh's magicians could replicate the first few plagues because they had access to the same supernatural sources that had corrupted the antediluvian world. But there came a point where their power failed, because they were drawing from a limited well while Moses was connected to the infinite source, the Exodus. The Exodus wasn't just the liberation of a people, it was the breaking of a spiritual stronghold that had controlled human civilization for generations. The Book of Jasher reveals that every step of the journey had prophetic significance that reaches into our present day. And when Pharaoh's army was destroyed in the sea, it wasn't just military defeat. It was the final severing of humanity from the corrupt supernatural system that had enslaved it since the time of Noah. The most stunning revelation in the Book of Jasher is its prophetic timeline. Hidden within the genealogies and narratives is a cosmic clock that has been counting down to a specific moment in human history. Every patriarch lived exactly the number of years needed to fulfill their part in the cosmic plan. Every major event occurred at precisely the moment required to advance the timeline toward its ultimate destination. And according to this hidden timeline, we are not just living in the end times. We are living in the exact moment when all the prophecies converge, when every bloodline reaches its prophetic destiny. When every choice made by every person throughout history culminates in the final battle between light and darkness. Now, the Book of Jasher doesn't just chronicle ancient history, it reveals that the same supernatural forces, the same bloodlines, the same cosmic battle continues today. The descendants of both righteousness and rebellion walk among us still. The technology that destroyed the antediluvian world, it's returning. The doorways between dimensions that were closed at Sodom and Gomorrah, they're being reopened. The cosmic infrastructure that Joseph and Moses understood. Modern science is rediscovering it, but without the wisdom to use it safely. The Book of Jasher ends not with completion, but with transition. Its final words point forward to a moment when the hidden will be revealed, when the spiritual and physical dimensions merge, when every knee will bow and every tongue confess the truth that has been echoing through the ages. That moment is not in some distant future. According to the timeline hidden in Jasher, according to the signs and wonders manifesting in our generation, according to the acceleration of prophetic fulfillment we witness daily, that moment is now. The ultimate secret of the Book of Jasher is this: it was never meant to be hidden forever. It was preserved, protected, and concealed until the generation that would need its revelation most, until the generation that would witness the fulfillment of every prophecy it contains. We are that generation. We are the ones who have been chosen to witness the unveiling of mysteries that have been sealed since the foundation of the world. We are the generation that will see the return of the supernatural to the natural world in ways that will make the miracles of the past seem like mere shadows. But with this revelation comes responsibility. With this knowledge comes choice. With this understanding comes the weight of eternity itself. The Book of Jasher reveals that every individual alive today has been placed at this exact moment in history for a specific purpose, not by accident, not by chance, but by divine appointment. The bloodlines of righteousness and rebellion that have shaped human history, they continue through you, the choices that determined the fate of nations. You are making them now. The supernatural forces that have battled for millennia, they are watching your response to this very message. The timeline revealed in Jasher shows that we have entered the period of acceleration. Events that took centuries to unfold in the past will now happen in years, months, even days. The supernatural will break into the natural world with increasing frequency and intensity. Those who align themselves with the forces of light will find themselves equipped with supernatural wisdom, power, and protection beyond anything seen since the days of the apostles. But those who choose darkness, those who ignore this warning, those who mock this revelation, they will find themselves facing spiritual forces they cannot comprehend, cannot resist, and cannot escape. But for those who receive this revelation, for those who choose to align themselves with the cosmic plan revealed in the Book of Jasher, extraordinary promises await. You will understand events before they happen. You will see through deceptions that fool nations. You will walk in supernatural wisdom and power. You are not just observers of prophecy, you are participants in its fulfillment. You are not just readers of history, you are the generation chosen to make it. And brethren, what you have witnessed tonight is more than entertainment, more than education. It is activation. You have been chosen to receive this revelation at this exact moment because you have a role to play in what's coming. The Book of Jasher was just the beginning. There are more sealed mysteries waiting to be revealed, and even more hidden truths that will shake your understanding of Scripture and prophecy. The timeline has been revealed. The choice is before you. What will you choose? Light or darkness? Truth or deception? Hit that like button not just to support a channel, but to declare your alignment with the forces of light. Subscribe not just to receive notifications, but to join an army of truth-tellers in the final generation. This is Gospel Light Africa. We are not just content creators, we are revelators for this generation, and we are equipped to unveil the mysteries that will prepare the bride for what's coming.